All right. Today we're diving into a story that really blurs the lines between technology, art, and what it even means to be human. It's this incredible sci-fi romance that asks a pretty huge question. In a world full of digital avatars and virtual spaces, what does it actually mean to be together? Let's get into it. So, at the very center of this story is this global mystery, an author known only as Signal. She just dropped these massive content bombs. We're talking entire novels, video series, whole universes out of the blue, and millions of people were hooked. But nobody knew who she was. And that, of course, sparked a huge debate all over the world. And this line from the story, man, it just perfectly captures her magic. There was this unique spark in everything she made, this kind of genius that felt both inhumanly fast and so deeply human. It was an energy that no one, not even the most sophisticated AI, could ever hope to copy. Okay, so to really get what's going on, we first have to understand the legend. Just who or what was Signal to the rest of the world. The sheer volume and, the quality of what she put out was just staggering. She wasn't just writing stories, she was building these entire worlds that felt like they had a real history, like they'd been there forever. And her characters were so memorable. I mean, from lonely robots to passionate rebels. She could take the most tired, overused ideas and somehow make them feel completely new again. The world was absolutely obsessed. Which, of course, led everyone to the big question. Her process was just so fast, almost like a machine in how efficient it was. But her stories, they were just overflowing with real emotion and humanity. So, was she some kind of hermit genius hiding away from the world? Or was she the most advanced AI ever built? Nobody could agree. But here's the thing. While the whole world was busy arguing about her, one person was getting closer than anyone else. And this is where the massive global myth turns into a really personal story. And you can really see the two sides of Signal right here. To the public, she was this untouchable icon. But to Marcus, who was her biggest fan and probably her smartest commenter, she became something totally different. It's kind of funny, isn't it? The deepest, most real connection in this story wasn't built face-to-face, but in comment threads and shared docs. They built a real friendship. He wasn't just some fan, he became her confidant. Their connection just got stronger and stronger. When Marcus started to feel like just another face in the crowd, Signal sent him this message. I mean, come on, that's not a PR team. That's a real person forming a genuine bond. And it totally blurs that line between a creator and their audience. They became real friends. And just as their friendship felt really solid, everything changes. That constant back and forth, the thing Marcus had come to count on, suddenly, it just stops, and it is terrifying. Look at how fast this all goes down. It kicks off with this public announcement which sends total shockwaves through her fan base. Marcus reaches out, of course, but then this really weird cryptic message pops up and disappears almost instantly. Then nothing. 2 full days of radio silence. You can only imagine how worried he must have been. And then, finally, a message that changes absolutely everything. This was that weird, deleted message. It's haunting, right? For Marcus, this is a massive red flag. It points to some kind of deep pain, a feeling of being trapped, suffocated. The takeaway here is, this isn't just writer's block. Something is seriously, terribly wrong. So this is the turning point. Marcus gets an address and a passcode. He's going to find out the truth, to finally meet the person behind the legend. Just try to imagine what he's thinking. He's probably picturing a quirky author in a cozy study, books piled up everywhere. But instead, he ends up here. A windowless concrete box. It feels like a hospital, super sterile. The difference between this cold, hard place and the vibrant world she creates couldn't be more extreme.
And then he sees her. And the reality is more shocking than anyone could have possibly imagined. This is Signal. Her body is completely broken, kept alive only by machines. The mind that created all those beautiful stories and characters is trapped inside a body that can't move, with her only link to the outside world being this helmet wired directly into her brain.
But even in this state, and this is the incredible part, the first thing she does is send him a message with her classic dark humor. This one message proves that her mind, her personality, the real Signal is still in there, and she's as sharp and witty as ever. She's still the person he got to know online.
So how in the world did this happen? Well, after a bad car accident, she didn't just want prosthetics to let her ride again. She wanted to become something more. She signed up for this experimental procedure that went horribly wrong. It destroyed her body but left her mind fully connected to the internet. The price she paid for her genius was absolute, total isolation.
Okay, so her condition is getting worse. The tech that's keeping her alive is starting to fail, and her mind is too unstable to handle the upgrade she needs. But she has one last idea, a really radical, high-stakes proposal for a totally new kind of reality. So this is her plan. To survive the upgrades, she needs someone to act as an anchor for her mind, someone she cares about, right there with her in her digital world. And she's asking Marcus to get implanted with similar tech. The risk is just huge. It could fail, just like it did for her. And even if it works, it would change him forever. She's not just asking for his help, she's asking him to risk everything to be with her.
And this is his answer. He doesn't even hesitate. For Marcus, this isn't about getting famous or working with a literary superstar. It's just a pure act of love and trust. He is willing to leave his entire physical life behind to save the person who means everything to him.
And this is their new beginning. Marcus wakes up, not in a clinic, not in some gray void, but in a world that they created together. A city shimmering in the rain, with dragons fighting in the clouds above. It's the ultimate collaboration, a shared mind, a digital world built from their combined imagination. And for the first time, he actually hears her voice. She's not the myth Signal anymore. She's Leah, a real person who can finally introduce herself, holding his hand in a world they can actually share. It's the start of a life together unlike any other.
So, we're left with this question, aren't we? This story seems to be saying that a true connection isn't really about being in the same room. It's about a meeting of minds. If two people can create and love and care for each other in a shared reality, does the physical world even matter? As our lives get more and more digital, this story really makes you wonder what being together truly means.